Mother, you're alive. Too bad you will die. Oh, with writing and acting like that, how could this movie possibly fail? Sadly, that wasn't even the worst line of dialogue uttered by any of these actors. I'm John Renton with the retro review of Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and oh boy, what an annihilation it was. It annihilated the goddamn potential for a franchise, so much so that even though we would get some other Mortal Kombat video games, I believe even a Mortal Kombat series, everything would be put on ice for the big screen until Mortal Kombat last year. And they're doing another one. I really hope that it ends up being better than the one last year, though the one last year was leagues better than this, but then again, I've shat things out that were better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. This was directed by John R. Leonetti, who directed Annabelle. Oh, why did you have to be so terrible after the first 30 minutes? Why am I talking to a Blu-ray case like it's gonna fucking answer me? This doll, sadly, is not the most horrifying version of the doll. That would be the real one. Depending on what you believe, a Raggedy Ann doll is a lot creepier. Anyway, enough about Annabelle. This movie's shit, but you knew that. That's why you are watching this review, to see how much more shit it is after nearly 25 fucking years of being in theaters. Or depending on when you watch this, it could have been 25 years since the release in theaters, but my fucking goodness, 2 people did the screenplay, 3 people did the story, including the guy that would end up writing the 2021 movie. So at least he tried to redeem himself. Now granted, the 1995 version of Mortal Kombat that I did retro review a while ago, I think it was like about a year and a half ago, was not necessarily a great movie, but it had life and energy and exuberance about it, and while the acting wasn't all that great, at least the cast was decent. I mean, pretty decent. I mean, Liu Kang's hair dominated the entire movie. It is back to dominate this movie. Enough hair to freaking cover a goddamn foreign country if it really tried to. It's like a freaking chia pet gone wild. It's like bad hair on steroids. Heroids, as it were. But yeah, Katana and Liu Kang, they come back. They're the only 2 actors that returned. Everybody else, Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, Raiden. I don't know why Christopher Lambert didn't want to return, but then again, given the material of this, I don't really blame him. The other guy that played him, James Raynor, wasn't even bad. He just, after Lambert was a much better and much more popular Raiden, there was no way he was going to be able to follow this up. I do want to say Talisa Soto as Katana. Holy shit, she's still hot. And various other people are in it. A lot of pretty women. And a lot of characters just thrown at the goddamn screen. We're going to throw more characters, and we're also going to have really bad blue screen effects. This movie came out in 1997. Some of the special effects barely qualified for 1977. The stop motion stuff was ridiculously bad. Did this have a rush production? Was everybody basically told just phone the goddamn thing in? Well, when it came to Shao Kahn, Brian Thompson, what would Brian Thompson do? Oh, he'd ham it up. I think he'd take an acting class or 2, because that's what Brian Thompson should do. Then again, I'm sure he's been better in other movies. You can take a look at his IMDb and realize he's been in better stuff than this. He did decide to go almost Jeremy Irons levels of just hamming it up. Hamming it up to the point where it's like, if you fail, I'll feed your rotting corpse to the worms! And he just goes absolutely insane. So basically the idea is Liu Kang and co. have to band together along with Lord Raiden, go to Outworld, eventually, and fight Shao Kahn, even though when they won the tournament, they were able to win Mortal Kombat and save the Earth. But nope, they didn't save the Earth because you can just twist these things around. And Shao Kahn decided, I'm going to just fuck things up. I'm going to go along with my dad. And Shao Kahn and Raiden are brothers. Sorry, movie's been out for 25 years. Why even wait to get to that plot device? Let's just go conveniently right there and make it, oh, it's all emotional and everything. The fights are absolute shit. There's Foot Clan soldiers, or putties as it were. Foot Clan, putties, doesn't really matter. Actually, those guys fought better than the guys here. A bunch of extras, a bunch of people, armies that are literally by the thousands, yet they all disappear because they could only afford extras for a few goddamn shooting days. And Sindel, played by Maricetta Vander, and she still looks great. She's almost 60 years old and still looks fantastic. But yeah, she was the one that said, too bad you will die. And everybody else just acts really bad. Everybody's either really stagey, they seem like they're being held at gunpoint just off camera, or their favorite pet is basically being held over something Who Framed Roger Rabbit style. It's like, either act in this movie or we're going to do something to this poor pet that I've just invented. But then again, it's entirely possible because nobody acted like an actual human or even an actual any kind of living being could ever possibly act. Even a sentient person, even a sentient creature that just learned English would act better than anybody in this goddamn movie. But why were the special effects so goddamn bad? I have no idea. I don't understand why this movie was so freaking rushed, why this movie was so bad, and why in the world they thought this was the best cut to put on screen. I watched this when it was in theaters and was like, okay, it's absolute dog shit. But then again, the first one wasn't exactly fantastic. But holy fucking shit. The Earth is under attack, and it is glorious! Shao Kahn says he's there in some set. He kidnapped Katana. Eventually, Scorpion and Sub-Zero decide to have a bit of a fight, and then Scorpion does suckers and kidnaps Katana because nobody can figure out how to rescue anybody properly or keep them safe. Johnny Cage dies in the beginning, and Sonya Blade's all upset. Beautiful woman playing Sonya Blade, by the way, Sandra Hess, who's from New Zealand, I believe. And just every bit of dialogue, especially from Shao Kahn, is like he's chewing through the goddamn scenery. It's just unbelievable. Jax, the guy with the medal on his arms, the black guy with every goddamn black stereotype thrown from every Medea movie that hadn't been invented yet, and every other movie just thrown in there. This guy might actually be a good actor. Wasn't any good here because he just decided to spout cliche after cliche after cliche. Him and Sonya have a bond. We get a bunch of robots and everything like Smoke and various others that just decide to show up with explosives, destroying, or, stuff, the chemicals that get on people and destroy them, rot them from the inside out. And then this one skeleton just falls down like, Jason and the Argonauts style. But that's bad because Jason and the Argonauts came out in the 1960s. This is 1997, an alleged big budget production. So everybody has to go on a journey to find themselves and pair up. And then this Native American guy, Nightwolf, says, pretty cool, huh? He does this wolf thing. It's my animality. And Liu Kang says, who are you? Wouldn't you like to know? Nightwolf says, yeah, so I fucking asked. How does nobody act like a normal human here? What is happening? And then Liu Kang meets Jade. Oh no, she's hot is what I wrote down. But he says, oh, I can't be with you, even though we barely know each other after we fought, because my heart belongs to another. And I'll take you to where Shao Kahn is holding Katana. Okay, but shouldn't we wait for the others? No reason. I'm not going to betray you. Ha ha ha. Shao Kahn just throws people into fire pits that betray him. There's Motaro. I was always confused if there was an N or not, but he is like a centaur. And then there's various others. There's Selena. There's various others. So many characters. Melina, Selena, all these characters just blend together and everything. So if I screw up any of these names, I apologize. I ain't played the Mortal Kombat games in years. Raiden basically says, faith is all you need. Faith is all you love. Faith is all you need. It's not how the lyrics work, Raiden. And then Shao Kahn and Sindel show up with all their armies. He says, destroy everything! I'm amazed he had any goddamn voice left by the time they were done shooting, because he just shouted everything. So, everybody's gone to Outworld. Why? Why the hell not? Raiden also decides to talk to some gods eventually and say, hey, I want to save the human race. Will you sacrifice your immortality? Yeah, sure. Why the hell not? Oh, yeah, and also all the stuff that we're telling you is a lie because we need you to find out for yourself that you shouldn't even trust us. No, really, that's what actually happens, because he says, if you have Katana, a daughter, save her mother Sindel. Yes, they are mother and daughter. Then there you go. That'll save everything. Except it doesn't save everything. Because of course it doesn't fucking work. Because why would it fucking work? Because there's no way that this would actually happen. Because otherwise it would be too convenient to have the plot wrapped up that quickly. This movie also, with end credits, is 94 minutes. The end credits start at about 84 minutes. 83, 84 minutes. That's how much padding they had for this goddamn thing. So, Khan is upset at Jade because Jade didn't do anything right. You didn't kill them. How could you not kill them? Oh no! And Jade's sent into a fire pit that just happens to be over there. Could you maybe gate that thing off in case a cleaner happens to come through and you happen to want to, oh, I don't know, make sure that nobody in your army is actually stupid enough to just walk over there during a drunk night. Oh, I roar. Oh yeah, Baraka, the one with the blades and everything, shows up in a really silly way with prosthetics so goddamn big. I'm amazed the guy didn't suffocate in the costume, but he gets killed. And Katana gets rescued. And then of course Shao Kahn says, I will feed your rotting corpse to the worms. And then it's time for the final battle. So mind you, the animality thing was only briefly touched on where Liu Kang suddenly discovered a little bit of something. Then it was totally put to the side. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then he says, then basically, since Raiden revealed to everybody that Shao Kahn is his brother, his father ends up saying to him, join us or you will die along with your pathetic human race. So I prefer to be with them. Okay, fine. We kill you now. Raiden gets sent off the stairs and cracks his back and everything and seemingly dies. Oh no, he's gone because he's mortal. His immortality is gone. Gone to the wind. And then this is the beginning of the end. God, if only it was as good as that movie. That was about the beginning of the end. Giant grasshoppers with Peter Graves in it. They actually tried in that movie, despite it being a Burt I. Gordon movie. Look up Burt I. Gordon and you will understand exactly why I just decided to say that name a couple times. So they decide to have, some contrived fights. We have Motaro and Jax. We have Sindel and Katana. We have Sonya and Ermac. And then we have Liu Kang, Shao Kahn. And Raiden's dead. Just dead, or maybe passing away. Like, hey guys, you can get me to a hospital, but it's okay. This merger's going on. The Outworld and Earth are merging, so you have the Eiffel Tower. Everybody's being Eiffel Towered off screen. If you get that, don't Google it if you don't know what Eiffel Towering is. And more bad special effects. Then Khan and Liu Kang decide to fight. Motaro ends up ripping off the metal arms, but Jax discovers the power of friendship and the fact he already had big arms as it is. He punches him in the horse dick at one point. Ouch. And beats him, saves Sonya. And then we get the animality from Liu Kang, which is a weird dragon that doesn't use its wings. More on that here in a bit. And Shao Kahn is basically a weird kind of hybrid of an octopus and a hydra. Seriously, he has like 14 heads. It makes no god. A hydra has 3. That's why it's called three-headed hydra. And the stop-motion special effects, my God, Ray Harryhausen would be just coming back from the grave and just saying, lads, what the hell are you doing? I don't even actually know if Ray Harryhausen was British, but I'm just going to go like that. Lads, what the hell are you doing? I could do better, and I've been dead for a number of years. I think Ray Harryhausen was dead by the 90s. I'd feel really bad if he wasn't. Moving on from that, Shao Kahn ends up getting busted open. Oh my God, he's busted open, the proverbial crimson mask. And it turns out that, well, the father says, I told you there'd be consequences. Then the father gets trapped by a couple gods. Shao Kahn gets destroyed. And then his father gets folded up like some origami. Shao Kahn's dead. Everybody's fine. Raiden gets brought back to life. He'll be watching over everybody, and that's it. That is literally it. That was an alleged big budget movie that they thought was a good idea to put out on, the big screen. And it ended up being one of the biggest box office. Well, I don't even know if it was a box office flop, but just as far as being a video game movie, one of the worst video game movies, especially live action. Was it as bad as the Super Mario Brothers movie? Yeah, kinda. I don't know if it was the worst because Uwe Boll didn't direct it, but it was definitely absolutely shit. Mortal Kombat Annihilation? Oh, it certainly was. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.